It's called Finding the Funk. That's right, because it's the history of funk music.
All right.
Wow. Okay.
Directed by Nelson George. Y'all know who Nelson George is?
No, I have no
No.
idea who that is.
Now, I am a true nerd of all different things. So
Yeah.
when Chris Rock was coming up in Brooklyn, Nelson George was part of his crew. Nelson George is this very articulate. It's weird. It sounds horrible to say that.
It sounds so bad to say articulate, but it's
I
just
know.
like sometimes because we are super articulate. Like, that
But
nigga's
this dude is
articulate.
he's like a journalist and a historian, especially in music. I think he was like a Billboard and Rolling Stone. He was like the hip hop editor, and like this was the dude that was sort of also part of Chris Rock's cultural touchstone. Like this was his crew of people that were like thinking about shit, thinking about hip hop, thinking about film in this new way,
Yeah.
because it was now recognized that hip hop was a damn art form. It wasn't like some fad.
True.
It was like this is for real. Like jazz, like when jazz started, people were just like, "All right, when's this jungle music gonna stop?" What? It's taking everything
so
over.
that's so
Vinny,
wild to think
pick up
about.
that fucking clarinet.
That's so wild that jazz at one point was like the rebel music. Like, oh, look at these fucking rebels doing jazz and getting high and doing heroin. It was just like you were bad. Like jazz clubs were bad. You can get murdered at a jazz club.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever music black people invented that took everything over.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "That's horrible and scary," and it was scary at first, and then it became everything.
Yeah. Imagine being afraid of like a trumpet. That's fucking wild. Like,
Don't you dare listen to the notes in between the notes.
Good reference. Now, I've always heard that whole jazz musicians will, rob your shit because they're all heroin addicts thing was like the Charlie Parker, like post Bird era of jazz, because he was an addict. And then all these dudes were like, dude, if I do what he does, then I can do what he does.
oh shit.
Which also happens with comics. Which also happens.
Oh,
where
yeah.
it's just like, oh, I got to be an asshole too, and then I'll have these great stories.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's so true. Like I remember when I was younger, I was like, I got to be an angry loner because all these comics are angry loners. And then I read about Eddie Murphy, and it was like, actually, Eddie Murphy was a pretty popular guy. And I was like, like people just genuinely liked him, and I was like, oh, you can be this.
You can just be super funny. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can just be talented once in a lifetime.
I know that's just a once in a lifetime style of talented. Yeah,
exactly. Like a prodigy. That's not as bad. Yeah,
super easy. But anyway, what the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, so Nelson George made this documentary about funk, and it's kind of like the thing I've been looking for. And the way that it was presented, Questlove is like the narrator. He's in it too. Everybody's in it, but it's like, because Nelson George is also a black man that knows all these people, like wrote books about these people.
Right.
And he said it's the bridge between soul and hip hop. That funk was the bridge between soul and hip hop, because a lot of the people who went on to create hip hop, what were they sampling?
True, the G Funk era, the G-Funk era. Yep.
They were sampling George Clinton and James Brown and like all these bands that came up in that era. And those are a lot of those bands that I love too, because that groove is there. And a lot of my favorite tracks, a lot of my favorite producers, especially when we're talking about like that 90s era of like hip hop, where it was like, crate diving and all that stuff, where people was like, you were worth as much as the dope sample that you found.
Let's play some. Let's play some music while we're talking about music too.
Okay, there you go.
So say a song, like just name a song in particular, and we'll go from there.
Oh, okay. How about "Cool Like That" by? Why do we do that? It's Diggable Planets.
Yep.
Yeah. But keep going. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, because I'm in a very jazzy mood.
Yeah, we'll do that.
There's actually a song, if you can find this one, that I really love. It's called "Ain't That Funkin' Kinda Hard on You." It's George Clinton and Kendrick and Ice Cube.
All right, play that shit. I never heard that. Excuse me.
You might. Great burp. First of all.
Oh yeah, that's why I didn't hold it back. I was like, no, my burps have been amazing in the past like year. So I was like, I have to keep. I can't stop. All right. This is what I'm talking about. This jazzy, smooth. I just can't imagine like smooth jazz and people are like, this is the devil's music. Stay away from them. Like you hear this.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's seriously because funk also, again, these were the rebels. You know how George Clinton was dressed?
Mhm.
Like these mofos coming out of spaceships wearing diapers and shit, smoking a giant blunt. That's
Yeah, I mean, I
a
get-
bottle.
I get that. Plus, I think about all the black exploitation movies from the '70s and shit, and it's like, all right, like I can't see jazz being the background music to getting your ass kicked. But I've watched Dolomite and all that shit. So funk music, yo, you can get stabbed with some funk music, bro.
No, that's good. Let's get
Oh shit! Did I tell you not to come back here?
They call him Dizzy because of those knife skills. When his cheeks filled, it's filled with bullets. Did you guys know that? Did you know that? That's
What's
so
also
dumb.
crazy is how they're all heroin addicts and all they had like. Okay, I
Dizzy wasn't an addict.
Okay,
Dizzy was
that's
sober
good.
as fuck.
But niggas was stuff. But all right, niggas was heroin addict jazz
Yep.
musicians
Yep.
that had brass instruments, and I know heroin addicts steal copper wires, so like they still wire out of. So you know that those instruments have been gone. They should, like how can you an addict and have a trumpet? You sell
Yes.
the trumpet has to go.
Oh, Tawanda. See, this is where, like, I just been studying all this history.
Yes, there it is.
Nigga, listen. Charlie Parker once sold his plane ticket back home to New York from LA for heroin and then was lost for a number of years
Oh shit!
because people were like, well, I guess he's not coming back. Like, it was before you could call somebody.
Right.
He hawked his tickets so he could get heroin. He never
Oh,
sold
my-
his horn because that's always the ticket.
Mm.
That's the bill. That you know what? That's cool. That's cocky. I mean, it's just like, you know what? I'll be fine. Like he didn't like
No.
yeah, I'll be all right.
He was not fine.
He wasn't fine. He was like, you know what? It'll work out. You can
No,
take the
it
ticket.
did not work out for him.
But he had the trumpet. He was like, he had the horns. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna need this, but I don't need. I could walk to New York probably.
If I do enough of this heroin.
Yeah, it was heroin shit.
Seriously, but that's the difference. That's the time that it was, And now, let's talk about what we need to talk about.
Yeah.
I love that I just took this podcast over.
Yeah, exactly. It don't
Now,
matter.
let's get back to the point. No,
Yeah.
I just want to make, because this is a hard question that you asked me.
Yeah.
What was it?
I was like, what's your favorite song? I usually say what's your favorite song right now, but now that you made it so grave and real, like what's your favorite song like ever?
Ever that's hard. That's hard.
Exactly. See what you made because you made it real. So I was like, we have to go
Yeah.
there now.
However, there is one song right now I keep listening to on repeat.
All right.
If you want to hear that song.
You can hear that shit.
Okay, it's called Dapper Dawn. It's by E40.
E40
Freddie Gibbs.
and Gangsta Gibbs.
Yes, this shit is I cannot stop listening to this shit right now.
Word.
It's so dumb, but I
Both-
love this fucking song.
Both underrated MCs. Shout out to E40. I remember E40 was the first rapper I saw wearing glasses, and I was like, all right, I could do this.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
No, because for a long time, like the glasses nigga for a long time in all the black movies and shit was always just a super nerd, lame ass nigga. Like it was all like, and what you call it, Dead Presidents, the glasses nigga sells them all out. And Glory, the glasses nigga Snowflake. He like it was just
Whoa.
he was a whole pussy. Then the Players Club, the one nigga with glasses had to be the stalker. He had to be the stalker out of all these creepy niggas. The one nigga with glasses had to be the crazy one.
Wow.
So it's just like niggas with glasses. You never. And then E40 came out, and I was just like, all right, E40 almost got Biggie killed because he wanted, and he had glasses. So I was like, you know what? You've never seen E40
what
break.
the hell? Wait, what? Did you just back up on E40 right there? Did
You know that?
Okay, I can't even talk about this.
The E40 story about how like Biggie said that E40 was like mediocre or whatever, and then he had a show. He had a show in Oakland, and when he came to Oakland, no one was at the show. It was just a few gangsters in the room. No one else is there. Then they walk outside, and it's mad gangsters all standing there, just looking at Biggie, and I think Diddy was there or whatever. And they're just like, "Yo, so it's good. What'd you say about 40? What'd you say about 40 Water?" Next thing you know, there's a phone call. Like, "Hey, yo, wait, he's right here. He's literally right here." I mean, I got all right, fine. So E40 as a show of power was just like, if you come to Oakland talking shit about me, you can get touched. So E40 almost had Biggie killed, but then he saved his life.
Wow. I do
Yeah.
not know that story, but
Yeah,
that
and then
is
that was
incredible.
a nigga with glasses who did that shit. A nigga with glasses. A nigga
That's
with
the real
glasses.
takeaway. That's
Ugh.
the real takeaway.
I ain't got none, but I'm planning on growing soon.
Oh my goodness.
Imagine all the Hebrews going dumb. I was like, that nigga almost got Biggie killed.
He just cleaning the glasses while he. I got a phone call. Hello? Yeah, let him live. I want you to let him live. All right. Goodbye.
Wow. Good accent.
That was perfect.
I remember one time I saw, who's it? Donnell Rawlings did a joke about E40 sounds like he's underwater. Like,
Yeah, that's what drowning.
I literally was the only person in the room laughing. It was like at the Laugh Factory, and I was like, no one here is gonna get this E40 joke right now.
But a good E40 joke is that's why cause I used to be on Twitter like all the time, and niggas used to clown E40 for. I heard some things about E40. People hated him. It was just like niggas said that E40 raps like Courage the Cowardly Dog trying to explain there's a monster outside. I was like, oh my god, I don't know who tweeted that, but shout out to them. That was, but 40 wanted to, and I used to get mad because I was like, come on, man, it's a nigga with glasses. We can't.
I still, and for me, I don't know if it's because I've gotten grown in a sort of way where it's like, I don't want to say that I'm like a connoisseur of hip hop, but I have been on hip hop for a long ass time.
Yeah.
And so I remember all these different kind of eras, all these different styles, producers, and I've only gotten deeper in it as I've gotten older because I'm now realizing like shit that I heard when I was a kid was more relevant than I thought because no one around me listened to shit like what I wanted to listen to. So because it wasn't on the radio exactly, I didn't have anyone to talk to about like, did you hear this thing? So
you have any examples of that?
Oh, absolutely. I remember, the first time I heard Digital Underground because Humpty Dance I thought was hilarious, but then I bought the damn album.
Yeah.
And the whole album was so damn interesting from front to back.
Oh, yeah?
And then I didn't know that Tupac's first recorded verse is on a Digital Underground.
Yep, he was a hype man for he's a hype man for them. Yep.
And it's a hell of a verse too. And so I didn't know that like Digital Underground, especially also now understanding that how much I've always loved funk and that Digital Underground kind of positioned themselves as like the funk band of hip hop. Like they were like the parliament of rap. And like him playing like Shock G playing this other alter ego character that had a different flow than Shock G.
Yeah, that was cool. I used to always love that. When I found out, I remember when I was younger, because I saw that shit and I was just like, what I didn't get the significance of it. People were like, no, we had no idea that wasn't Shock G. We had no idea. We thought it was a whole other person. It's like, I just love when that shit was new.
Yes, exactly. Then I remember, I always feel like, what's his name? Jeru the
Damager.
Yes. Jeru the Damager. When I heard him, I was like in high school and no one was listening to that kind of stuff. There was like one other kid he was the kid that actually told me about it. And then when I heard it, I was like, what the hell? So it was kind of like, that wasn't what we in the West Coast, because I grew up in Vegas too. So everything was very much Dre. It was the post NWA era. I mean, Cube was one of my favorites already. I was a Cube. I loved Cube. I loved Tupac, obviously, but I loved what was coming out of the East Coast too. But I also remember, I also was like still on Melly Mel. I was still on Melly Mel. I was still on like, I listened to all kinds of shit. So I loved like Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5.
Yeah.
And Melly Mel also had like, he had like, it was so, it's funny because to think about it and like, if you hear the basic rhythm of it, if you will, like old school hip hop, but that he's also trying to say something. And now I understand that just wasn't the way. Like he was the leader of the school at that time. Oh, and Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes is one of my favorites too. Speaking of leaders of the school, I saw leaders of the new school on In Living Color.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, what, who, what, and who? And nobody around me had heard of that at all. So this is the kind of stuff that I started listening to on my own, but not knowing that I was doing anything that was interesting
Yeah,
because
it's just,
I
yeah.
wasn't doing it with anybody.
Oh yeah, because it's like when you're by yourself with music like that, especially before the internet was like popping, it was just like it was effort. It was a lot of effort. You had to you had to go to stores. You had to read magazines because this album is good, this album is bad. You had to do a bunch of shit. And then like you'd buy the album and you had to look at it until like if you didn't have a CD player or whatever, you had to look at it until you got back to the house. Like I can finally make my judgment. Or like
Exactly. And you had to, I still have a hard time listening to music if I don't get a whole chance to listen to the whole album. Like I still just like want to like lose myself in it. That doesn't happen. That doesn't ever happen. But like that's still how I train myself.
Oh yeah, I did the
like,
same. I did the same thing. Like I used to be like, my rule of thumb used to be like, all right, if I know 3 songs on this album, if I like 3 to 4 songs on an album, it's a decent album. That it was just a low threshold. Like I like 4. All right, I get the general gist of it, and then I can let this rock.
Did y'all ever go to like one of the record stores or CD stores that has like the headphone set up so you could go and listen to it?
Yeah, that was my shit.
Oh, that's very old school.
Yeah.
Yo.
Now, did y'all do that? Did y'all like go to record stores and like?
Oh yeah.
What was up?
I didn't know. To this day, like I still go to record stores just to be in it and just see what I can find. But like I remember the first time I went, the first album I bought with my own money that my parents gave me. The first album that I bought was Bow Wow's "Beware of Dog."
Not Lil Bow Wow.
No. I'm not gonna disrespect Shad Moss and call him Lil. He's 2 years older than me. I'm not gonna call it an older man Lil.
Okay, all right.
But Bow Wow's like Beware of Dog off the strength of Bounce With Me. Wow. Play Bounce With Me. Play Bounce With Me real quick.
Bounce With Me.
Yeah, because that was a whole thing. I remember it's just like you see albums and. Then I got older. I remember my most exciting moment though that I couldn't buy it because I was so young. But it was like I saw the Cop Killer album, like I saw the actual album, and I held it in my hand. I was like, oh shit, because it was like I heard all the controversy, how Ice-T, everyone was like, we can't have it because it has a song Cop Killer on it, and Cop Killer was banned. And like I remember I flipped over the album. It was a Body Count album. It was Body Count. Ice-T's punk group, or his rock group. Which shout out to Ice-T for doing a bunch of shit. That no one expected him to do.
That's hilarious. Especially be like a isn't he a producer on Law and Order? Like he
has to be.
He's not like just a cast member. He's like
I think he's definitely a producer at this point. He's probably like an EP or some shit. But like he was like the fact that he's an actor. He's the leader of a rock band. He was a rapper. He was a pimp. He was a pimp for a while. He was a whole crip. And it's just like he was like at one point he was at the forefront of this idea of just like his song Colors, like he was on top of this gang shit way back, and like he just
I'm not up on Ice-T like that. I gotta
Ice-T. I've watched several documentaries where he's been a part of it. I've watched hip hop documentaries he was a part of. I watched Pimps Up, Hoes Down on HBO. He has a pivotal scene, one of the greatest stories I've ever heard. That I think about all the time. Ice-T was just like, when I got into the music industry, I realized early on this is just pimp shit. Because what does a pimp do? A pimp says to a young woman, hey, look, I like you. You can make me some money. So they go out. You might get her hair done, get her nails done, get her dress and shit. That's what labels do to people. Like, hey, I like you. So now I'm going to get you. Here's your advance. You can buy a car, have the image and shit. And I will pay for this shit because I know you're going to pay me that much more money back. And he said the issue with niggas, rappers and labels is they think that the rapper thinks that the label loves them. Just like they say, no, the label doesn't love you. It's pimping you out. So I had to realize that. I had to realize like I'm a hoe for the label. So I had to be a good hoe, make my own money so I could pimp myself out. And he's like, look, like that's how I became an actor. Like I can't act. I'm in movies. I can't act. Ice-T
he said that like that.
I can't even act. I can't act. It's like I can't act.
But he
But
recognized that there's people with Oscars that can't act too.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, that's why like, I always will give it up for Ice-T, bro. Ice-T. Also, Ice-T. I read Karen Superhead Steffen's book, and she trashes every nigga. She trashed Shaq. She trashed Cool G Rap for like 4 chapters. She called Big Tigger gay. She said Jay-Z had a big dick, but he was lazy. But then she said Ice-T was a very, very nice guy. She called Ice-T a beautiful soul.
What? That's incredible.
Dog, it was ridiculous. She was just like, when I needed something, Ice-T was always there. Like, Ice-T was supportive. Like we'd have sex or whatever, but he'd give me some money. He'd support me and my kid. And
that's
he was
amazing. He's like he was a true pimp, like a gentleman.
Yeah, he was a gentle. Like Ice-T was a gentle.
He's an OG. Like that's a different kind of respect.
And I was
you give a hoe.
Cause she's sitting there fucking Irv God. She's fucking Ja Rule. She's fucking Ray J. Ray J. He was like 16, so I don't even. That was uncomfortable. Man, it's like then she comes around. And I was like, how'd you? She fucked Ving. I know, not Ving Rhames. She fucked.
Oh my god!
If that's true, I want just a book on that.
I got another request of a song. This is a song I listen to a lot. Seen It All. It's Jeezy and Jay-Z.
That's a good album. Seen It All is a great album. And as a Gucci Mane fan, I get mad, but goddamn it, I love this fuck. There's so many Jeezy albums that I love. I love this album.
I'm like, I don't even remember how I came into Jeezy. It was sort of like I ended up doing this. If I can let you in on my actor's process.
Yes.
I went down to Atlanta. I believe I pronounce it Atlanta, Georgia. I went down there to do a movie, and I did an Atlanta accent. So I know too many people from Atlanta to like not do it right. Yeah. I'm like, if my people see this and I fuck this accent up, like I'm gonna hear about it.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing I did besides like just talking to some people that I know from Atlanta, I actually got to hang out with Clayton English when I was down there too, because he was in town. And he took me to this barbecue spot, and he was recognized like that. Like, you're Clayton English. And he was like, and I want these ribs. And then we ate.
That's dope.
And then I listened to nothing but hip hop, like Atlanta hip hop. And Jeezy, who is, I guess they call him an Atlanta rapper, even though I think he's from North Carolina.
He's from Macon. He's from Macon, Georgia.
He's from Macon?
He's from Macon.
Oh, see, I thought he was from one of the Carolinas.
No, I'm pretty sure he's from Macon.
Okay.
He's from Macon, Georgia.
Regardless, it's like he's been in Atlanta for so it's like listening to Outkast, listening to shit that was before Outkast too. Yeah. And like a lot of other like offshoots out of like the Dungeon family.
Yeah.
You know, whether
the Goody Mob and shit.
Goody Mob, Witch Doctor. There was even this group Field Mob that was before.
Oh, Field Mob! I love Field Mob. Field Mob had a little run.
So it was like all this stuff that I like really was listening to. Also, just 21 Savage, Father, like all this other, obviously Lil Baby, stuff that like all that kind of new Atlanta shit. But I also like. I didn't really listen to Gucci that much, and that's not even on like that's just like a coincidence.
Yeah,
so I have yet to be really put on to Gucci.
Oh well, like you're talking to the right guy because as I reach over, we're talking about record stores and stuff. The last record that I bought with my own money was Gucci Mane's first album. So Trap House.
Wow.
All right, it's Trap House. It's not good. It's not a good album.
Don't let I love Gucci. You say that.
I know. I love Gucci. It's not Gucci. Doesn't get the best. Gucci is the congested, evil, lean addicted. Like, there's one song he says, "You will never find your son, so stop searching." I'm like, God, you kidnap kids now, Gucci? What happened?
That's amazing.
I was like, so like, but evil, like Trap House, Guap, Trap House 1, 2, 3. Trap God 1, 2, 3, and then Trap House 3. That era Gucci is my favorite. Okay. I'm like, oh, that's an evil. So it's fun. It's like, but he also has an understanding of like he has a good ear. He understands like, all right,
right.
This Who Are You rapper like my friend knows you. My friend wants me to sign you. I trust my friend, so I'm gonna sign you because I haven't heard any music. But here's $10,000. Come to my studio. We're gonna make music. That was
Mhm.
Young Thug. That's how Young Thug got discovered. Young Thug, it was just like,
Mm.
oh, my friend says you're cool, so I'm gonna sign you. The Migos, like, oh, Gucci's on YouTube. These guys rap like me. They bring them to the studio. Hey, I like you guys. You're gonna be part of the team now too. Yeah, that's how he signed people. And then look what they became. Look what they became.
See, and that's an era that, like, again, there's always these different ass eras. So, like in the general ass era sort of situation, like I was even talking about Grandmaster Flash and coming up to like obviously up through like Public Enemy, NWA, a little bit of De La Soul, because I wasn't as conscious or as aware of what was coming out of New York besides Public Enemy
Yeah.
until I saw like House Party 2 or
Mm.
like where there's a lot of hip hop in that,
Right.
and so that's where I saw like I feel like that might have been the first time I saw Queen Latifah. That might have been before Living Single or around the same time. I remember seeing Living Single and just like obviously UNITY, like that
Yeah.
song was huge.
Mhm.
And so kind of seeing like that whole scene that she kind of came out of, with De La Soul and like Tribe Called Quest and kind of all these people kind of coming up that went into all these different outshoots. Like I'm still discovering like how these things fit together.
Yeah.
But I understand, I hear sonically and lyrically where the similarities happen, right? Like producer wise, like what people were looking for, right?
Exactly.
Now, so I kind of skip over. I want to say that it's like I was like on Dre and Tupac and Biggie. Obviously, I didn't really get into Jay-Z until later, but I wasn't like on Jay-Z at the height of his popularity. Same with Nas, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I dropped off from hip hop for a really long time and kind of stuck with what I knew. And then after I left college in Boston and was up in New York, then I started hearing a lot more stuff as the internet age, as like the blog rap sort of age
Yeah.
started.
Oh, the blog rap era that's when like I was in college and it was just kind of like blog rap was this whole like, yo, this is like the cool kids. I remember when the cool kids first came out.
Yes.
Yo, play
Oh,
play Black Mags. Play Black Mags with the cool
Yep.
kids. Because the cool kids
Cool Kids.
what'd you say? Say again?
Is that your favorite
Nah,
track of theirs?
my favorite might be I'm Mikey. I'm Mikey.
That's the
I rock.
intro.
Yeah.
That's the
but
intro.
Black Mags. No, this is the first time I heard about them, and I was just like, "What is this?" And it was just like the first time I was like, "Yo, the '80s and '90s, like, bro, like
Came together.
it was cool, and it was just like they brought this retro shit back, and it was they had like the fades, they had the windbreakers and
Exactly.
shit. It was
Exactly.
so yeah. The cool
And that was
kids
their
were
whole
so
thing,
cool.
talking about how fly they were too, in
Yeah.
that old school kind of 80s style. So it kind of took me back to that, that Furious Five sort
Exactly.
of like feel.
But the Furious Five niggas were fury. They were actually like mad. Broken glass everywhere. Just don't. I'm like, God damn, bro. Don't push me. I'm like, oh shit. And the cool kids were just like,
could you cool down?
Yeah. Can you
Why your jeans ain't sagging? I'm cooler than that guy.
Yes, that shit was so fun. And girls like that. Shit.
Now that's how so Hannibal moved to New York about the same time as me.
Yeah.
So we started talking about all this stuff, and he was the guy that was putting me on to a lot of Chicago shit. So Cool Kids came at me through him. I'm trying to Kid Sister I kind of discovered like randomly. And Kid Sister is a little off the beaten path, but I kind of fucked with her like style. It was like bounce. I want to say Wraithcore, something like that. I forget what it was called, but it was like this particular sort of thing. So yeah, Cool Kids, Mickey Fax.
Mickey Fax. Another nigga with
B.O.B..
glasses. Another nigga with glasses. Nigga with glasses. Mickey Fax had glasses, yo. Mickey Fax had the glasses.
Kid Cudi.
Cutter. That was
Wale. Like it was about like Little Brother, like this like sort of that era. I was hearing a lot of stuff from that, and then. Man, I can't even remember. Like I was hearing all kinds of crazy shit. There was this group Hollyweird that I used to love. Did you ever hear of them?
I heard of them. Then I heard like because there were a few groups that were like I thought
they were out of Atlanta too. I think.
I remember Pac Pacific Division from LA. I thought they were gonna blow up. I don't know why they didn't until I watched one of their videos and I was like, the song is so hype, but the video was so like Like you don't have the stage presence. Also, they might have just signed a bad deal. They might have signed a bad deal because the blog era, the downfall of a lot of these groups was they signed really bad deals. Like the cool kids were the leaders of this shit. I think they pushed rap music in this whole direction. They're owed that, but they never got their due because they signed to Mountain Dew.
What do you mean?
What?
Mountain Dew had like a record label and they signed to them.
Oh, whoa. But here's the thing too, because some of these people, and we're like, who else? Lupe Fiasco, right? He's out of Chicago too.
Yeah.
I was kind of like thinking about like someone like Lupe, and I think the cool kids are in that path too, are proving themselves to just be true ass artists. Like in the sense of they still make hot tracks. I love what I said. They still make hot tracks here on Canadian Rap TV.
Talking with Nardwar and shit. Like, oh shit.
Although there's some dope Canadian rappers, but however,
no, I can go on about Canadian rappers. I can talk about Nova Scotia, like it's nothing. But keep going.
I'm not that. I don't know how. I don't know how much of a hip hop head I am. I talked with Open Mic about this. Speaking of which, let me make an Open Mic request here. I want to hear Cobra Commander. It's open mic, Eagle, and Danny Brown.
I bet we can play that. I was actually thinking about the song. What's that? I forget the name of the song, but it was just the chorus was like, "My friends are superheroes. None of us really make money though." Yeah,
that's the name of the song.
I love that. I love that song.
That's a great song. It's a great song. Oh yeah, this one's. I love this one.
And then Danny Brown, one of the most underrated, underappreciated rappers. I really think that like I don't think he's ever gonna get his due. But Danny Brown, this is the point. Like I've watched his interviews are hilarious. He can rap really well. Like there's like Danny Brown's one of those people that's also like affected how I talk.
See now here's my question for you, because like to me I don't really get too much into the personalities or autobiographies, like the personal stories of a lot of these people, like who they are, unless it's relevant to, because I like to kind of look at it like, I think of comedy like that too, like the Boston scene is a particular thing in particular eras.
Exactly.
People start to have the same producers,
mm-hmm.
like content. There's always that mutual influence. So when I think about like, even like watching that funk documentary put a lot of people into context, who were making the sounds that became what grew into hip hop, right?
Yeah.
And then that same thing happened in hip hop, and it's continuing to happen. So when you kind of like think about a rapper, like what do you think about besides their just ability to actually rap?
All right, I look at this like sometimes ability to me can take a backseat to like who they are, like how true what they're saying, how they're saying it, and like how true is it to who they are. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you gotta be like if I hear a gangster rapper, I want to know that you've done gangster shit. Like I found a dude named Honeycomb Brazy, right? Signed to Rap A Lot Records. Honeycomb Brazy from Mobile, Alabama. It might be. I am terrified. I am terrified of this man. Like he just like he had a video of him on Instagram Live, like with his homies and shit. People started shooting at him. We started shooting at him in the video. Then he stops and he's just like, "Yeah, man, they shot at me, but you know what it is. They only grazed my pinky, and they only grazed my finger right here. So I guess I gotta get the gaze is like his ring finger. It's just like now I gotta do this instead. Like fuck y'all didn't hit me. They also grazed the side of my leg. My brother, and then he says this, like my brother was here with me though. He had to bust back at them niggas. He did, but he's also going through chemotherapy right now. So shout out to him for being here. You see this bald nigga this bald chemotherapy ass nigga with a gun in his hand. I'm like, who the fuck is this? I have to learn more about this person to understand.
So you just like the personality,
I like the personality. Sometimes I will like the personality more than I like the music, and like that's why I like social media. Sometimes like I like a guy like Sauce Walka. Sauce Walka is hilarious. Sauce Walka is the funniest nigga I've ever seen in rap, period. But like, what just happened?
I'm listening.
I got Adobe Flash thing saying like because Adobe Flash is deleted. So like, hey, can you uninstall it, please? It's like
I was like, whoa, he just really went into this story.
But anyway,
and this dude was like, What's happening? I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, this is some Daniel Day-Lewis shit.
Yeah,
Tawanda
but
just
anyway,
went to the zone and she would trance
fucking
to tell a
Adobe
story.
Flash Player just won't die. It's like, yo, can you please just unplug? Let me die. And I'm just like, no, Adobe. We have too many memories, bro. I played Pac-Man in 1997. I used to play the video games on the Lifesavers website. What the fuck? Come on, dog. You can't leave me like this,
Oh my
Adobe.
God.
Not Flash Player, not Flash Player, bro. Flash Player we've been through too much. Been through too much. I was there since fucking Australian. Since I was playing Lenny Loose Jocks, nigga. Come on, bro. Anyway, as I was saying, Sauce Walker, right? So Sauce Walker,
Yes, as you were saying.
yeah. So Sauce Walker, dude is hilarious. First time I heard him, he had a diss song to Drake because Drake came to Houston, where Sauce Walker is from, hung out with Sauce Walker and his twin. I think I can't remember the dude's name, but he's also cool or whatever. But like, he comes, he hangs out, and then Drake goes to do concerts or whatever in other places, and he's moving like them, he's dancing like them, he's using their slang and shit, and he's like, "Hey guys, here's this new dance I made up," and he's doing it, and Sauce Walker gets furious, like, "Bro, you can't just come be around me and then steal my essence and then not give me credit," because that's all that matters. Sauce Walker. At the end of the day, Sauce Walker only cares about his name, like it's like his name, his legacy. He's all about his legacy. Like, yo, you can't say I'm fraudulent. If you say I have fake diamonds, I'll go to a diamond tester and prove them shits right now. You say I don't got money, I will get a diamond surgically implanted into my fucking face. He has that. And it's just like, he's just crazy, but he's hilarious. And like the music, he has a song called Ghetto Gospel that Jay-Z called it his, I think, his 8th or 9th favorite song of 2018.
Wow.
And in the song, you hear him talk about just shit around his hood or whatever. And he's talking about, you know, like this is where I'm from. And like knowing him as a person gives so much more weight and context to the music. And that's what I like. So it's like sometimes I see a rapper I think is like super lyrically talented or whatever. When you watch him talk and you're just like, I don't know why I should care about anything you have to say. Like, I don't care how good you say it.
Fascinating. See, because I'm like on the opposite end of the spectrum of that. Some people, I think that some people are the full package. Like, you want to see their personality, I guess personality for me a lot of the time is not as important as content. It's not as important as, can you keep my damn attention when I put some headphones on? And some people are really good at that and bad at being on stage. Like some people have no stage presence at all. Some people are just like that, like good in the studio, and that's fine by me. I'm not going to pay money to see you live, but I will pay money to buy your album. So you make more of these albums.
I get
and then
that.
people who are good live, like I've seen people who were good live, and then I bought an album and I was like, oh, I don't like this. Yeah, that band Kings of Leon once at Bonnaroo. I just happened to be at Bonnaroo, and I never really had heard them. Saw them live, was like, this is dope. Went and bought the album, and I'm like, oh, I don't like this as much. So I was like, all right, well, maybe I only need to ever see them live, even though I don't think I would do that because they're too damn expensive. And
of course, I got that. I got what you're saying.
And I would not want to be the only, black person there. I have one time been one of the few black people at a concert, and it was a random ass concert. It was the Cars, y'all. The Cars.
Who the fuck are the Cars?
You don't know the Cars?
Nah, bro, the Cars.
Oh, it's magic. You don't know that song?
Yo, play that shit, Nick. Play that shit. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what's happening.
Cars. Play. Take me. No, wait. What's the other one? What's the good one? Just What I Needed. That's the one. Just What I Needed by the Cars.
All right. As this is loading, I'm thinking about being the only black person.
This is a very black podcast, and this is the whitest shit that could possibly happen.
Oh, fuck that! No, fuck that. We can take it there. The concert that I wanted to go to last year and didn't happen because of fucking COVID and shit.
Yeah.
What's the nigga's name? It's these Australian dudes. Air Supply. I was gonna go see them in Staten Island, nigga. I want to see them so bad. I love Air Supply, bro. I fucking love Air Supply.
Hilarious.
That's my shit. What? All I love, Making Love Out of Nothing at All. Sweet Dreams. That shit though. Nigga, they got hit after hit.
There were more than 2 songs.
There's mad. Yo, I'm telling you, Australian groups. I like Australian rock. I like Australians to me are basically just like, they're basically just they're just nigga English people. They're Australians are just the hood niggas of London.
No, because they actually have indigenous people there that they murder.
They do.
That they murder.
Still.
However,
that's why they're still British. They're still British. They're still racist.
But they were like the prisoners. If the prisoners,
yeah, exactly. All
of
them been locked up. All of them been locked up.
And then
tell back in like
the
17,
walls
whatever
just
the
fell
fuck.
down, and they started doing it.
Yeah, the walls is like, all right, like, yeah, but like, still, their music and shit. Like, I watched the Bee Gees documentary on fucking HBO. I recommend that shit. But still, like, it's just like there's something to that shit. Oh, I know the Cars. This is what they play doing like Enterprise commercials and shit.
Oh, here's one. Now, this is a band that I love that I don't think ever gets talked about enough. Please, who's the DJ? Is it Nick?
It's Nick.
Yes.
DJ NC. DJ NC, can you please play? I forgot what I was talking about. No, please play "Sunless Saturday" by Fishbone.
All right.
Now, how much y'all know about Fishbone?
I don't know shit. Fishbone sounds like a place you ironically get good ribs at it.
That's your
like it's just like you walk in and you could tell it's a little bit it's a little bit racial. It's not racist. It's racial in them. It's racial in them, motherfucker. It's not racist yet, but it's like a little bit racial. You know what I'm saying? Like you might see like a Republican hat, not Trump hat, but some Republican shit. And it's like, ugh.
That's a very interesting impression. What about you, Nick? When you hear Fishbone, what do you think?
It sounds like a Jamaican spot where the food's real good and the service is bad. So basically a Jamaican spot.
It's like literally the opposites.
That's why I was like,
It's like a
welcome
place
to
where Republicans
Fishbone.
go to get bad ribs.
Yeah.
It's like a Jamaican spot that's really good, but the service is bad.
What if it's a Jamaican spot that sells ribs?
Right. Well, you want ribs?
You never had jerk ribs?
Can I get the jerk rib? Do you have the jerk ribs?
Oh man, you never had like jerk
No,
spices?
I know, because Nick, you have fish bones, right, Nick?
Oh yes. Welcome to Fishbones. What you want?
Can I get the jerk ribs?
What?
The jerk ribs.
We not have that. It's 2:00. We not have that no more. What you want?
I mean, damn, like
They're playing this song in the background.
Yeah.
No, they be
Fishbone, you know.
They be playing something way chiller.
Can I get the? Can I get?
It's ribless Sunday. We don't have the ribs. What you want?
Can I get the? Can I get the barbecue? Can I get the barbecue codfish fritters, please?
Nick, play "Wobbly" by Fishbone.
Wobbly.
Okay.
I think it's called "Wobbly." It's by Fishbone. And then this is the perfect song for this sketch. By the way, that sketch was dope. It's 2:00. We don't have that shit. We don't have that.
But it's so tense. I remember one time I brought my white ex-girlfriend Ashley to a Jamaican spot, and I was like, "Hi, do you guys put butter in the rice?" And the look this woman gave me was there was so much disgust in her face. It was just like, "Get this white woman the fuck out of here."
That's
like
a beautiful
please
fail. I like that.
Yeah, like
is there a song called "Wobbly"? Nick, does it even exist?
I don't see one. The closest is
"Wobbly."
Charlie is it?
Charlie, that's the song. That's the song. Charlie's the song. This is the song that we'd be playing.
That's perfect.
What the fuck is this?
Same band, bruh.
Where was it wearing Fishbone? Like shit.
Welcome to Fishbones.
Hi.
We're not talking to you. Hold on. Hello, welcome to Fishbones. Yes. What you want, sir?
And scene. That's ridiculous. Okay, so Fishbone, this all black group from Compton.
Wow.
This was a rock group from Compton. They kind of came together in like the 80s. They were sort of the leaders of the quote unquote alt rock scene. So like they were in front of bands like No Doubt and Red Hot Chili Peppers and all that shit. A bunch of black dudes. And so they've been around for a minute, but like black rock and all that stuff, you know, especially when because they have a connection to like island culture, they have a connection to like, so like they do everything. That's why people never knew what to do with them. because they never had like one definitive style. And it's like,
I
we
see
do
what you're saying.
this, they could do everything. And so that was what people were frustrated about them about is that like, all right, pick one thing. But then they're like, no, we do everything all the time. They also have always heard had the most insane live show.
Oh yeah.
Like on like Parliament levels live shows they're supposed to be. I mean,
So-
not Parliament production, but energy wise.
So you went to this concert. You weren't the only black people there. Did you not just say like, "Hi, I'm with the band"? Because obviously, like,
Fishbone? No, Fishbone's got a big black. They got a big black.
but you said
following.
you said when you were there though. Dude,
No, that was the Cars.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. It was Cars. It was Cars. You're right.
Cars is different.
That must have been
See?
uncomfortable.
I'm telling you, I know. I can tell you, like, please put something that's hip hop on.
No, exactly. I'm sitting there like, yeah, no, we
Like,
fucked up. No,
I
mean,
need to hear someone angry right now.
there's tons of angry niggas. There's tons of angry niggas all across the shit. What the fuck you mean? We could play
Okay,
a whole
here's
wheat,
my-
you
here's
play
what
a
my-
whole
this-
wheat bread. Have you heard of whole wheat bread?
National Anthem by Freddie Gibbs.
You don't have to get super gangs. You don't have to get super gangs.
No,
Trust
this is
me,
my shit. It's
All right,
literally
all right.
like this, seen it all. It's like now Dapper Don. I'm like summoning up this masculinity. You know, I'm like, let me get some lessons.
All right. Well, I mean, okay, we'll play the shit. Oh shit, everything just went black. Damn. 1 second. Play that shit.
Amazing. Do you know this one, Nick? Have you heard this one?
I have not, but Freddie Gibbs fan.
This was the first thing I heard from Freddie Gibbs. Again, in that kind of a little bit more in that blog rappy era. This is kind of early Freddie, and this is kind of like, you know how some people have a song like Juicy, you know, or like First of the Month, you know, where it's like an announcement that this group is here.
Right.
This song was always the song to me that was the announcement of Freddie Gibbs. And I know he's had a lot since then, especially all the shit with Madlib.
Which is
But
amazing.
this shit is still like definitively like the most hardest Freddie shit, where it's like this dude was not joking around 12 years ago. I want to say this is like 2008, 2009 Freddie.
Was this
Gibbs.
like was this the miseducation of Freddie Gibbs? Was this mixtape? Because
No, this before that. This is
oh,
like,
was this the one where like the chick's on top of him? He's in bed with a chick and she's on top of him.
I don't know. I don't remember. This one's called, I want to say this one's Babyface Killer or Straight Killer.
Oh,
Straight Killer.
Wait. Yeah, straight
What'd you
killer.
say?
Straight
Straight
Killer.
Killer?
Yeah.
So this is that older than Miseducation of Freddie Gibbs?
I think so. Like, all right, sound wise, I can kind of tell. Cause it's like because right here, the song feels like it does feel like a very intro. Like, this is who I am. It's a traditional song. It's the chorus, the hook, all that shit.
Yes.
Miseducation was just him, just like barring you to death. It was just like ruthless. That's when I heard him. I was like, Gary, Indiana is that gangster? I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, people didn't know that because there's that Michael Jackson song or the Jackson 5. I'm going back to Indiana. But if you know
you ever
people
hear-
from the Midwest and the people are like, oh yeah, Gary, you don't fuck with people from Gary.
You ever hear
Gary's
you ever
joke.
hear Freddie Gibbs tell the story about the one time Michael Jackson came to Gary, Indiana when he was there?
No.
Oh, Freddie Gibbs tells the story. It's I think Noisy or whoever animated it. It's fucking great.
Oh, I'll
So,
have to check it out.
It's like basically he's just like, yeah, there's one day Mike just came to the city. And when he came to the city, everyone came out because it's Mike. And there's this huge baseball field that nobody uses that he just comes to, and it's just packed. To see Mike, it's the keys to the city. Then afterwards, Mike goes to the KFC there and says, can I get, I don't know, like 10,000 chicken wings?
What?
He orders a bunch of wings. He orders a bunch of wings and shit, right? And then mind you, so this is it's the limo there at the KFC. And then Mike he put out the glove one time, you know, and just be like, hey, I'm Mike. And then Freddie Gibbs was like, yo, there were grown men like fainting, passing out. It was niggas I know niggas killers. It was people I know who killed people. At the window just crying like, Mike, oh my god, and they just pass out with shit. Just seeing Michael Jackson.
That's the power of a star, man.
And
That's
then
a
Michael
star.
Jackson, so like an hour later, he finally gets his chicken, and he's just throwing bags of chicken out the sunroof.
What? He just threw chicken wings at people?
He's
From
Michael
his limo?
Jackson. It's Michael Jackson.
That's the most insane shit I have.
Yeah,
That's
and
the kind of behavior that gets a country monarch beheaded. That's
Yeah,
just
but
crazy. Let them eat wings.
But that's my
Michael, they're gonna take your one hand if you just keep throwing chicken wings at them.
because they know.
Why?
Because
Oh, I've got something in my eye. I forgot to wipe the sauce off. Oh. And
That's
See that bedazzled glove with all kinds of grease and sauce like embedded in between.
bro, Michael
that's
Jackson.
what bedazzled it. It's actually mystery spices. Okay, I'm
Dog, but Michael Jackson, you know, he can do that shit. Hey, you say like throwing wings at people is bad, but Michael Jackson, this is a dude that held a baby over a banister and got caught up in two, but they got caught up in two separate sex crimes with kids, and we were still just like. And it's Michael Jackson. I don't like so Michael Jackson can do whatever he wants. He could have killed a person. Michael Jackson could have killed Emmanuel Lewis, and we would have still bought it. And nigga, you killed Webster? Like, yeah, you know, it's like, damn.
He probably did, and we didn't know.
I met Webster a couple times.
No, that's a clone, son. All right.
I met then shout out Emmanuel Lewis though. Nick, you met Emmanuel Lewis,
that's
right?
not Emmanuel.
Yes.
That's F. Manuel Lewis.
Oh, shit.
I've met Emmanuel and Emmanuel too, man.
You met all of them.
And when they make Emmanuel 2, the one with the eye, we're from.
Oh my god.
The end is nigh.
Just
This is the dumbest fucking shit.
that's so stupid. Cyborg Emmanuel Lewis.
Wait, let me give you a track. Nick,
Yes.
Rockin' and Rollin' remix. This is Mickey Fax and the Cool Kids.
Man, the blog era of rap was so. This was back when you could literally get laid by being like, "Hey, girl, check out this song." Like, oh my god, how'd you find this? You know, like, I have a friend who runs a blog. Oh my god, that would have worked.
I want you to hear this song and one other song.
All right, we're gonna keep it.
Those would be
No, I don't give a fuck. We could play songs forever. That's
I know that's part of the thing, though.
yeah, it's part of the thing.
Oh,
This is-
I do want to tell you one of my. I have like a lot of weird favorite verses.
all
'Cause
right.
here's the other thing. I'm like really into Shakespeare, and I don't hear enough people who really like Shakespeare talking about hip hop, and then I don't hear enough people who love hip hop talk about Shakespeare. Now that's the weirdest fucking thing I could say. Now the reason though is because to me poetry is poetry,
Yeah.
and I knowing how to act, quote unquote, act Shakespeare is knowing how to read the rhythm of it and marry that to the way that you breathe. Because the way that you breathe and the rhythm which you speak in, that's definitely not right. Oh, that's the old version.
Oh, that's it. Okay, let me find the remix.
The remix, yeah. It starts with this ping, 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 ping. It's like this, like, kind of like, I forget what the name of that.
I heard Shakespeare might have been black too.
I wouldn't doubt it. But look, we were talking about E40. E40 is made up. Oh, this is the one.
All right, so you said E40. Yeah, E40's made up mad words. He has made up mad words.
Made up crazy words and shit that like other people made famous, but that he actually coined.
Captain Savin.
You know, so it's like when I think about rappers, when I think about someone who knows how to flow, it's about the rhythm and the breath.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I think about like trying to like when I was saying like I was listening to all this Atlanta hip hop, you know, to kind of get a sense of where people produce their voice from. Like it's kind of like, okay, some people kind of bring it up here.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like in the nasal thing.
Nasally, yeah.
You know, well, I heard she bang 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 my soul. You know, like that thing.
Like Big Boy and shit. Big Boy does that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm trying to. And then you got this one. This one is down. That's like Killer Mike. I just thought like, hold on.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I've never heard Killer Mike impression in my life. Yeah. Oh shit! I never
Does
heard.
that sound like him at all?
That's not. That was perfect. I never thought about how you said
because I keep listening to this one song that Killer Mike just.
It's like back here.
I'm so glad that you love that. Hold on, that's
exactly that's every Killer Mike song.
See that pretty close, false. Catch me running like Randy Mouse. Come on, I hope you get all back. Course. It's just about like when you get the breath. Ugh, because you think about Biggie too.
Oh
It's
my
like that, you know,
God.
it was all a dream.
That
You got to think about where they took that breath. I used to read. I'm sorry, what?
that Killer Mike, the Killer Mike shit's so funny because it's just like there are fucking white physics teachers across the country who get charged up by that, like, yeah, this is my shit. Like, I'm gonna connect with these kids today, listening to this shit. Like, yeah.
What?
Oh
Are
my
you
God.
saying that white physics teachers like Killer Mike is their go-to motivation? for
I swear to God, if you
Today's
like
inertia.
the average
Better
Killer
get that
Mike,
Killer Mike on.
the average Killer Mike fan he's the average Killer Mike fan. No, the average Run the Jewels fan is a bald and white dude who's about 36, 37, who's kind of cool at school, but he like also at the same time will give you detention for being late to his class, even though you have a good like, come on, bro, it was raining outside. Like he's still gonna give you detention, but like, he's quote unquote cool.
Wow. Okay.
Like he'll ask where you got your Jordans from, but like
I
he's
know a
still
lot
gonna
of people. He'll ask where you got your
oh, where'd you get those? Like,
those Air Force Ones.
yeah, exactly. He'll say it in detention, so it's like, all right, you can listen to music if you want, and it's like, bro, I still don't want to be here. I have to go home. It's dark outside. There are gangs in my neighborhood. I don't want to hear you fucking talk about my sneakers anymore.
Ridiculous. Oh, I'm looking at a playlist now of mine to see what I've been listening to.
Yeah, you told me you said you had mad playlists, so it's like we can
I do.
we can keep going. We can keep going.
There is. I love this one. There's also Cool Kids with Penny Hardaway, Nick. It's Cool Kids and Ghostface.
Cool Kids is a song with Ghostface.
Yeah, called Penny Hardaway.
Ghostface is like the scariest but somehow nicest guy. Like I'm terrified of Ghostface.
Great ass voice, great ass verse too. Okay,
Ghostface
listen to the way this. I love the beginning of this shit.
All right. I just remember Ghostface telling Action Bronson he set his beard on fire.
That's why he got the action in his name.
Yeah, I was such. Oh, that beat's kind of fun. Chuck English he's an underrated producer. Made some.
I love that underrated is your go-to ass word.
It is because I'm saying because like you say
they're underrated. Go ahead.
Oh, because you don't want to say. I don't want to say overrated because overrated. That nigga might find me and be like, "What the fuck, bro?" And I'm like, "Shit, I'm sorry. I don't want to say so and so's overrated. Like I don't want to say like I have some overrated rappers, but I don't want to get into that because that's disrespectful. And I don't want to spit that. I don't be like, "Oh, that nigga makes trash music," but like underrated, like because I like people being like, you know, they don't have enough shine. Like
but
no
see,
one.
That's the thing that happens though, because like especially when I started following the blog rap sort of era, because people demand the fucking. People can't wait to tear motherfucker down. Like,
Oh, they cannot.
Internets. And that became such this now like all the rappers have beef with the fans. And I was like, you should just be with each other. It's like, fuck you and your comments. You know, it's
No,
like,
because fans will do crazy shit. Like I've seen fans do some wild these days. Like it used to be like, all right, I don't like your music. The end. Now it's just like I love this one rapper so much that I will go and I will find her enemies and I will tweet and DM them to kill themselves. Then on top of that, I will find out where they live, where they work at, and I will send their bosses letters about how awful this person is. Like people do shit. Like people do fucked up shit. Like I remember when Drake and Meek Mill had beef or whatever. People were trying to contact Meek Mill's probation officer to get him sent back to jail.
Insane.
The fans are crazy.
That kind of rose up in the whole internet thing too.
Yeah.
Was it doxing and all that shit?
Yeah, doxing.
That's part of being a fan.
That shit scares the hell out of me. I'm like, I'm not a fan of that much. Like I can admit when my favorite rapper makes a bad album. Yeah, Gucci Mane's my favorite rapper. That first album I showed you was not a good album. So this is like, but
yeah,
these niggas.
Ghostface is gonna be after this, I think.
Ghostface is also he's my favorite rapper in Wu-Tang. I think he has the best discography of any rapper.
Solo
discography of all of Wu-Tang, he has the best by hands down. And I think in the game period, like he's gone on runs where it's like every album's like flawless. And he can talk about the same shit 1,000 different ways.
That's called skill.
Yeah, and I remember he threatened Martin Shkreli, but then he fell back because Martin Shkreli bought the album.
Oh yeah, but that was the who Ghostface? No, that was that one weird. Was it Once Upon a Time in
Wu-Tang.
Shaolin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, sometimes I'm Shaolin, which like
But
I heard.
that's the album that RZA and Silver Rings, right,
Silver Rings, yes.
made in a way that it seems like the rest of the clan was not. Have you seen of Mikes and Men? Have you seen the 4-part Wu-Tang documentary?
I haven't seen that, but
You
I read.
got to watch that shit.
I
Sasha Jenkins, my friend, made that shit. Now Sasha's not a joke. Sasha's been there. He grew up in Queens. Dude went to the same high school as Nas. This man like is in the scene, right? So it's like he gives a care to like Wu-Tang that's unlike what any other person would do, because it's like it's not like this is a culture and a movement that was born here, an empire. You
Yeah.
know, so it's kind of like the way that they kind of show all the conflicting personalities of the group, but also this drive to somehow support each other still.
Oh yeah, RZA's a genius. Like RZA really fucking was like, hey,
And
we're
it's,
gonna
I'm
do this.
telling you, if you want to see about dedication to a concept, to an idea, to a movement, that's why I recommend that documentary, because it's like what the Wu-Tang Clan achieved is like, or continues to achieve, is still kind
To
of
this
like
day.
mind-blowing.
Yeah, I'd arguably call them most influential group in hip hop.
Ooh.
I really think so.
I would agree with that. I would actually agree with that.
Because it was just like you had affiliates and affiliate, like, you know, being a Wu-Tang affiliate at one point. Being a Wu-Tang affiliate was like being on the diet, being like around, being a talking head on Chelsea Handler. Like it was like you were set for the rest of your career.
That's exactly what Chelsea Handler got that idea from.
Yeah, that's what she got. That's what she got. She got it from Wu. She got it from Wu-Tang.
She was
Because
like,
it was
"A
at one point it's
hammer."
like, yeah, she was like, yo, because you want, like, you could be like, hey, I was in Theodore unit, which is like the Ghostface rapping, like Ghostface little rap crew. Like, oh, I'm a Wu-Tang affiliate. To the moon, people are gonna buy your album regardless. That's like 100,000. There's like maybe 50,000 people who are gonna buy your album just because you were a part of Wu-Tang at one point.
Yes,
Like,
that's true.
like what's his name? He has a Master Killer, who has I think my favorite Wu-Tang name. He has one verse. He only has one verse on the Wu-Tang album. Only he has one verse, and it built an entire career off of having that one verse.
But what about that? But then you got to bring the skill.
Oh, the skill. No,
Never.
that's the skill of that verse was crazy, because I remember even to this day he was like, Master Killer is like, I learned how to rap late. And it was him and it was Killer Priest. They were in a studio together. Everyone was told like, yo, all right, we don't have space for one more verse on the album. Killer Priest went to sleep. Master Killer stayed up all night to write this. He just kept working and working and working. And the next day, Master Killer has his verse, and like, we have to put it on the album. We had to. And then Master Killer now, so Master Killer's place now in Wu-Tang, what his job is like, he has verses at either the beginning or end of albums that sum up everything that happened in the album.
It's like the contents or the epilogue.
Yeah, but then like his own albums are good too. But he wasn't gonna have an opportunity to blow up. Master Killer was gonna blow up like Ghostface or Method Man. But it was like he adds a place for himself. And also Killer Priest he has a really good song about the Bible and how it's just like
The Bible?
the basic instructions before leaving Earth. That's what he calls it.
Oh.
But it's about the Bible. It's about how like Jesus Christ was based on the Pope's son. Like you're starting to get into like the whole type of conspiracy theory shit, but it's still like
Okay.
Whoa. Some of that stuff is very true.
yeah, some of it's very true.
That's very true. I'm a student of history.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know that. I know too much. Like, some shit's true, some shit's not.
I'm trying to think of like a verse that I really like. My phone died, so I'm trying to think of like, one of my favorite verses of late is Crazy Bones' verse on a song called Kush Cloud. Freddie Gibbs.
I was saying out to Gangsta Gibbs. It had so many
Because also
songs.
it's the I mean they're from Cleveland, you know.
Yep.
So that whole Midwest connection, Gary, Chicago, Cleveland, is always the thing.
Yo, I went to Cleveland one time, and
This
everybody
shit is very gangsta too.
Everybody
Hard as
dresses
fuck.
like Bone Thugs and Harmony in Cleveland. It's fucking crazy. It's just so many There's so many Carhartt jackets, just brown colorway. I was like, oh, I remember I took the wrong train, I went to the wrong train in Cleveland, and like it's me and the conductor on the train. That's us. This us. Then the train starts going backwards, and the conductor turns, looks at me, and he's like, "Yo, is the train going backwards?" And I'm like, "Nigga, you're the one driving. How do you not know?" And then after that, I went to I went to the hood, and I was just I was like, "Oh shit, I did not know. I didn't try to." But I got to the hood, I was like, "Oh my god, the hood in Cleveland. It was so bad that like the stairway out of the train station, there was like like they had stairwell art, and it was like I looked at it and it was like this dude like doing backflips and tumbling and shit like that. I was like, huh. And I looked closer, and it was an art. It was art. It was like a metal sculpture of a dude falling down the stairs.
Oh,
And then I remember I sent the video. I took a video of it and I sent it to my ex. And I was like, "Oh my god, look at this! Isn't it crazy?" And she was just like, "Yeah, I guess." And that's when I knew the relationship was over.
Is this the one? Okay, is this the Wex?
I mean, I have two exes, so it's just like, I mean, I was gonna say I have two.
Yeah, play that song.
I had two. I had two.
Can you give me the name of the song again?
Kush Cloud.
Kush Cloud. Play the song. Play the song.
This is very, very hard, this song. And then I want to
Yeah.
leave you on the next song. So I got to go. Raise
Oh,
some children.
all right.
On hip hop. I do play some hip hop for them because they don't know what it is yet. Plus,
All
a
right.
lot of stuff sounds like nursery rhymes to me.
All right. Before you go, also, after that, we got to play one more song. Because you got to tell me just a quick thing that's happening in your life. And based off everything you said, I'll pick you a song that you may have heard, you might not have. So that's the whole caveat of the show.
Okay.
I heard it. This is off. This is off. What you call it? It's the album where he's like, it's like a mosaic. It's like a mosaic, right, for the album cover.
I just remembered so many other songs that I wanted to, because I remember now I'm thinking about like stumbling onto Black Milk.
Oh, Black Milk,
Oh
Black
my
Milk.
God.
Black
Great,
Milk
yo.
is like, and Open Mike knows Black Milk pretty well. Black Milk did a track on Open Mike's new album. But like I heard Bounce, and I think the album was Tronic. That was like the first song. It's like early Black Milk. Y'all know that one, Tronic?
I don't know off the top of my head. I like Black Milk a lot, but I just don't know.
But Black Milk's verse.
He can rap. He can rap.
There's also one that was on there called "Losing Out," and it was with Royce the 5'9". It's Black Milk and Royce, and it's just. I like triumphant shit. Like I like shit that's like really kind of like, because like Notorious Thugs has that kind of feel.
Yeah.
Touch It. I like the 9-minute remix, the whole thing at motherfucking once. Like shit like that. I always like that weird triumphant kind of like theatrical shit. Like I'm about to bring you to a different world sort of shit.
Okay. All right. I know. All right. Word.
We're all on different timing because I always want to sing along to this verse. I hear it like completely different.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, yeah, that's happened
Like,
before.
Just
Where you see everybody just bob their head at different times. It's like, oh damn. And I feel like we can't share those. We could never share those clips because I never want to show
Black people not being coordinated.
Yeah, this has to be a coordination. So no, we can't just be like, yeah, no, fuck that. It has to be together.
There's also this song, man, because Mike hit me. Well, it's not Mike. I kind of discovered it, but then Mike also, Open Mike that is connected to a lot of these dudes that were at the, oh my God, the Freestyle Fellowship, and this sort of like this crew and this movement that happened in LA out of like, and it's like these insane rappers, man. And some of these people I had heard of, and some of these people I'm still like getting back into, but like you guys know like AC Alone, for instance.
Oh yeah.
AC Alone was part of that Freestyle Fellowship.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard of this. I've heard of them, yeah.
There's this one song, it's called Heavy Hitters Round 4. Oh, that was crazy. I said I was never gonna smoke no more. 20 minutes late. Okay, I'm gonna smoke one more.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, blowing through the whole smoke alarm going off, people knocking at the door. Oh.
This kind of reminds me of like this. Ever listen to Flatbush Zombies?
Mm-mm.
All their music is pretty much around this same energy, same vibe. They're great. I love Flatbush Zombies. They're like, I think it's a trio. They like but they also figured out their sound quickly, and they're like, I'm not gonna do anything too mainstream. They have their loyal fan base, and they just kind of do their thing. It's great. It's a lot of shit like this. It's a bunch of some septum piercing shit, some septum piercing like septum nose ring. It's a bunch of those nose ring type niggas, but I fuck with it. Because
niggas, very
word to Kwame, word to former guest Kwame. I said this is nose ring. Sometimes that nose ring shit, I don't know, bro. I'm not a septum nigga. I can't do that septum piercing shit, bro. I like girls.
What you say?
I'm gonna say I like girls septum piercings, but that's as far as it goes. But continue with your.
You would never pierce your septum?
Hell no, I can't do that shit. Like it's because it's like, all right, bro. I am teetering. Like I like to think of myself as like, oh, I'm like majority real nigga and then partly hipster. But it's like it's like 51-49. It's like that's how close it is. And then it's like the septum piercing. Then it's like when that hits, it's just like, oh, your tattoos are of your dead dog and cartoons you like. You eat. You're a vegetarian, like then it's like I'm too much of a hipster. Now I'm ruined the neighborhood.
See, but,
like
but you act like vegetarianism is not a black thing. But
no. A
little bit.
No. There's some real nigga vegetarian. There's some real nigga vegetarian shit. Nick's a vegetarian. That's real nigga shit. All right, I'm talking about quinoa. I'm talking like
I know
I'm the worst vegetarian.
But I mean quinoa salads and dried mango slices, dark chocolate. Like, oh yeah, this is good. This is all good. Making putting spices in black beans. Like, ooh, that's not real nigga shit, bro.
Oh my god. Okay, now I gotta take it back to. Oh yeah. Play this shit. I want you guys to hear the beginning of this.
Oh, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yes. This that piano, so you're like, I want to play. Yeah, you want to shoot. I want to shoot somebody. Yes, you jump somebody in the club to this shit. Strobe lights crazy. You're beating nigga up. You're stealing his shoes. Stealing his phone.
Are there really 19 people on this song?
This is a long ass song, yes.
Yeah, wow. This is them jumping you, bro. This is
lyrically.
Each one of us is like, all right, it's my.
It really is.
Yeah, now this nigga was like, hey, bro, you shouldn't have been. Like he's telling you should have been out here, bro. I'm sorry, man. You should have been out here. What's in your pocket? Oh, that's your wallet. Oh, let me take that real quick. Oh, you're an organ donor. That's cool, bro. And he's like laughing, making jokes at everybody, and like, and then the next thing, yeah, this. Now she's going extra hard because she's a chick. She's hitting you with the Timberland boot right now. You're like, god damn. This nigga just punching on the ribs. Yep, see? Told you, yeah. The whole time this is happening, all your friends just watching horrified, like, what do we do?
They dancing like, oh no.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, this song goes on, but I'm telling you, listen to this shit for real, and it will break your head.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah,
these flows, all these people come in here with this madness on the damn shit, and I'm like, what is happening?
All right, word. Well, I know you gotta leave soon, so before you leave, I just gotta say, first, we want to say thank you for joining the show. I really appreciate it.
Of course, man.
We appreciate that. Now I gotta ask you, what's going on?
I got one more request though before I go.
All right, of course. Actually, you do. You have it. Before you pick that song, right? Because here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna ask what's going on in your life, and then after, I'm gonna tell you what's going on in my life, and you can use the song for that. How's that feel?
I can use the song for what's going on in your life.
Yes.
Oh, perfect. That will work. It'll work no matter what.
Then we let. All right.
What's going on in my life? Okay.
Yeah. Something. I'll give you a song for it.
Well, in general, I'm kind of looking for some this is why I'm listening to shit like Seen It All, or I'm listening to Dapper Don. I'm looking for motivation. I'm looking for how to turn my anger into action.
Yes.
Instead of just anger. Can you smell me?
I can feel it. I smell you, brother. I smell you from here, man.
Can you smell me?
I smell it.
Fucking Dapper Don verse, because it comes like, oh man, I love because it's like the way I carry myself, I ain't never got no problems where I use my mind. Bet I always find some. I'll bet I always find some dollar signs. Sonic with these gold rings on. Watch me power up. Kung Fu style too weak. You can't counter us. Dapper Don on some Dapper Don for the cameras. That's how the chorus goes. E40 comes in. He's like, sometimes it's the or. Sometimes I wear
Oh.
Prada, but your head like a pinata, your medulla oblongata, the diamonds that glow in the dark, with the iron like Tony Stark. Tony Stark. It's just like,
Yeah.
the shit gets me going. It's hilarious because my wife the other day showed me a tweet that was somebody saying like, it was like women say they want like an older man, and then they realize that they're gonna wake up to E40 at 8 a.m. And it's like I literally have been wake. I have literally had been 7:30 in the morning. I literally put that song. I blast that song.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, oh, damn. All right. So that's what's happening. You need some motivation. And I feel you there because I've been in a similar spot, especially now. It's like we have this new year starting, and last year was so difficult. And I think a lot of us were in this place where just like, it felt like we were living event to event to event instead of just living life as it's supposed to. And it's like now we all realize that this pandemic shit is not gonna just go away, and we're not just gonna go back to normal, quote unquote. We have to fight for like, we have to fight for the lives that we want. And it can sound like a lot of pressure, but it's like, it can be fun too. It can be a fun fight because sometimes you want to be energized. You want to have fun. The songs you've been playing, like, it's fun. It's like, yeah, like I want to turn this anger into something. You want to turn this anger into energy, and energy is always fun. Anger doesn't have to be fun, but energy is always fun. So what I can say, Nick, this song, after you played Kush Coma, it made me think about this shit. Nick, play Kryptonite by the Purple Ribbon All Stars. You know this shit. You know this shit. You know this shit. When it starts, you're gonna know exactly what I'm fucking playing, and we're gonna play this shit. Kryptonite.
Purple Ribbon All Stars.
Purple Ribbon All Stars. There's a feature on the song. It sounds familiar, and when you hear the song, you're gonna be like, "Oh shit!"
I better
Turn it up.
Oh,
Wait for it. Yeah. There it is.
yes, of course I know this.
All right. Now we can go this route, but if you want to go a route, choose some shit I guarantee you never heard before, because this shit will get you. This shit will get you through. This is a good shower song. Big Boy's last verse. Big Boy has one of his greatest. Big Boy's best verses are when he gives you advice in a cool way. Like,
yeah.
Like this whole verse is just like, yo, don't come out the house smelling like weed, because you smell like weed, the cops are gonna come. If the cops come, they're gonna search your car. We're gonna go to jail. So make sure you have cologne somewhere around you if you're gonna get high, which I think is great. But then I have another song for you that I think is like, it's gonna motivate you in a different way, because it's like, it's subtle. It's not like if you play this at 8 in the morning, your wife's not gonna get mad. She's like, oh, what's happening? This is interesting. You want to get up, drink some coffee and shit. So I say, play the song Dilem. Go to Nick. Play Los and the Yakuza, and Los is spelled Lous. And the Yakuza. I found this because I wanted to listen to some Japanese drill music, and I was like, oh, the Yakuza probably have some gang niggas that make music. That's probably gangster as fuck. But I found this chick instead. Los and the Yakuza, and the song is Dilem, Dilemme. Dilem. Yep, the song is called.
I'm having a little bit of a dilemma.
Yep, and you notice like, why is it spelled that way? Why is it spelled? Exactly, it's French. And why is she making? Why is the song title in French? Because she's rapping in French.
Oh,
this is not the song. It's Los and the Yakuza. Nope. This is not it. It was.
Right.
You got your shoulders moving and shit.
I can't even really hear it. I'll be on that all night. See now, now that's gonna be in my head now.
It's gonna be in your head, and that shit is.
If you want me, you can find me.
It's a weird song. It's not a good song to get high to. This song is. This song's a good song to just like follow her flow, and that'll get you moving. And I think the lack of English is good, because sometimes, especially when you want to focus and turn your anger into something, it's better like that you don't cloud your mind with other voices, other thoughts. You just want to focus on what you're thinking. And I think that like the more, if you listen to instrumentals, you listen to like let's music in other languages, it lets your mind think. So now it's like you're emotionally connecting to this shit. You have to. So now, like your emotions connected to this thing, and now it's like it gives your mind space to do whatever it does. You can turn up a little bit. This album is called Gore. It came out last year. Uh, she's about 25, 26, I believe. She's half. I think she's from Ghana. No, she's from Congo. She's from Congo, and she lives in Belgium, so she's seen some shit. I don't know what it is about these Belgian niggas, but like Belgian
Well, Congo,
musicians.
they speak French in Congo too.
Yeah. But Belgian musicians, Belgian rappers and shit like that. Like Stromae is half Belgian.
Stromae, yeah.
Yeah, he's from Belgium. I don't know what's going on over there, but it's some real nigga shit going on in Belgium. Shout out to these Belgian niggas, bro.
That's hilarious.
All right.
Wait, what happened to where did Nick go?
I think the connection got kind of crazy.
Oh,
But luckily the connection got crazy. But luckily for me, he'll be back. And in the meantime, we could just rush this. I can play it on my end. I will just because I'm gonna tell you what's going on in my life, and then you can pick a song for me.
okay.
All right. So basically, I'm in a situation where it's just like I spent a lot of last year having expectations of like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do all the things you're supposed to do as a comic. Like I'm gonna do like the JFL thing. I'm gonna make these LA trips. I'm gonna start selling pilots and shit like that. That didn't happen. But what ended up happening was just like I ended up taking all that energy and just storing it back into myself. And like I started a comic strip. Made this podcast a thing, and I caught myself just like moving forward, and I was excited. But now I'm worried because I'm just like I'm starting to see some of the fruits of my labor, right? And to keep the metaphor, I don't know how that's gonna taste. Like, it's like, am I gonna want more than this? Or I'm worried that I'm gonna run out of energy. That's my fear. I'm gonna run out of energy, and I'm gonna hit a point where I hit a wall where it's like, oh, I did this thing. And to those who care about me, those who know me, it's like, hey, but you still accomplished this, that, and the third. But I'm still gonna be like, I'm worried that what I have isn't gonna be enough to have me satisfied.
Now, what if you feel like you can? So you say you see the fruits of your labor.
I can see like little things are happening. Like I've had my move. I've had a mixed short. I made animated shorts. They've been in some film festivals. You know what I mean? I'm seeing like an uptick in more like opportunities for like writing stuff, which is cool.
So you're doing all kinds of different creation. You're like mixing things together, mixing and matching.
Exactly.
Like a producer, like a DJ, like
Yeah.
So I think that in that spirit, I think that the song that will probably speak to what you're talking about is Beat Street by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
Oh, these angry ass niggas. Let's go. A message from Beat Street or just Beat Street? Because I see
Well,
is a message from Beat Street.
Who's the artists?
Wait. I see it. I'm looking at it right here. I see Grandmaster Flash. I see him right here.
Should be Melly Mel.
Beat Street.
It should be from the Beat Street soundtrack.
All right. Why is it not Beat Street? That's not what I want. I'm gonna go on YouTube instead. I'm trying to use the social media. I'm trying to use what you call Tidal or whatever, but Tidal's not hitting. I love Tidal, but it's not hitting. Let's go to Beat Street.
Beat Street.
Also, I have.
Now,
YouTube
have you ever seen the movie Beat Street?
No, I tried. I wanted to, but then I wanted to get Beat Street. Then I got Breaking instead.
Okay.
So the song is called Beat Street, right?
Yes.
Because like I want to go.
Street. You should watch it.
Beat Street Breakdown or just Beat Street? I found it. 7 minutes.
Yeah, just play the beginning of it. Yeah. Oh.
This is how it starts?
Uh-oh.
Oh shit. I can see shit happening here. There's some shit you can hear when you're walking down the street. You see like you see an empty block, like an empty lot with like some trash there. You see a syringe just made out of like a needle and a turkey baster. You're like, ah, damn.
Now, to put it in the context, this is at the end of the movie, Beat Street. Okay, so this guy who was a very important graffiti artist is killed, And then the
No.
other dude who is like a young producer on the come up, because hip hop is still young, makes this song in tribute to him. And then like all these people come together in the end to sort of say like we're in this together in a way. Like this is like almost like we've been through, we've experienced what it means to be on Beat Street, where you have been beat down, or there are things that you need to beat. And that also the beat of your own life, the beat of your own drummer, your own 808, so it's kind of like being able to put together all these different things that have happened to you and realize that maybe the path forward is unlike anything you have ever seen.
Yeah.
And it's always hard to see it because when you invent him, it doesn't exist yet. Beat Street, rah! That's
That's real though. I was just talking to a friend of mine about that. Just that idea of just like, like you're trying to create a thing that's never been done before. And it's like, this is why entertainment is so hard, because like a lot of us, we spend this time like I'm trying to build this thing that has to be perfect, and I know it's like I can see it in my head, but I have to make the thing I see in my head become real, and that's
gonna suck.
Yeah,
you gotta suck, and your friend's gonna get killed on the way to it.
Yeah, a friend is gonna die. Someone's gonna die along the way. You gotta use that energy to like make yourself better, and you got put on a bandana slowly and look in the mirror. I'm assuming that happens.
Put on your cut off jean jacket, like
your cut off jean jacket,
vest.
And you put on your fingerless gloves. We just go. You do that
exactly. You put on your studded football pads.
Yeah, football pads. Then you pick up
football pads.
You pick up your ghetto blaster. You check the batteries.
You pick up the bat with the nails coming out of it.
Yeah.
And you drop a hot verse.
Exactly. You start rapping in the. I like that shit. Oh, I wish I was coming up at this time, because I would dress just like that. Holy shit, I would do I'd be bedazzled the fuck out. I'd have the S curl, jerry curl shit. Some hair would be all kinky and shit. And I would tie the bandana in the back, like up here and shit. And I just walk around. I'd walk with my friends.
That was the
tough.
rebel of the moment, man. That's what
you were. Yeah, like. That was it. That was Beat It.
That was.
Yes.
And that's kind of like. Oof, let's not get into Michael Jackson, because now I kind of understand it a sort of a weird way, even though Michael was Michael. Like some of the things that were hip hop that he lifted, but like breakdance, for instance, the moonwalk, etc., etc. But like it was given to him. And so sometimes I go like, people credit him with inventing a thing that he didn't invent, but he did popularize it.
Yeah.
And that's fine, because the whole point of all of this is to, and that's where sometimes I get off with some certain personalities in hip hop.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's okay to look out for yourself, but you gotta look out for your people too. And then
100%.
Sometimes that means like your literal family, and that's what anybody is doing. I'm trying to feed minds, and sometimes minds is the whole country. And sometimes minds is just the three people you're looking at in front of you in the house.
True.
But like, it still has to mean something.
It does. I feel you there, man. I totally agree with that. It definitely has to mean something. It has to mean something. Everything we're doing has to be for a purpose, because you can't just do it just for the sake of doing it. That's just.
Well, look at Lil Baby, for instance.
Lil Baby.
I wasn't expecting him to get political.
Oh, Lil Baby is one of my favorite artists to watch again, because like, he said for a long time he was just like, he didn't like rapping. Young Thug used to pay Lil Baby to just come to the studio. I won't pay you to get out the street to do that. Lil Baby said, I think late 2019, like, I think I like rapping now. Like I never liked it, but now I do. And then look, in 2020, he got political. And Young Thug pretty much was like, I'm gonna make you rap whether you like it or not, because you're so good. And where did Young Thug learn how to do that? Gucci Mane.
Full circle.
And it's full circle, and that's why I think we talk about that's why I like Gucci, because Gucci, sometimes the music isn't good, but when Gucci talks about minds, he's talking about everyone I can see, and I'm seeing new people every day.
Okay.
So it's like, he built a legacy, and the legacy is like in the careers of not just like Gucci would never have a song about the cops shooting at us. Thug didn't have that. But the third generation now is like I figure out how to marry the two styles and do this shit.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's kind of like trap in and of itself has gone through a history,
Mm-hmm.
from Ti to Lil Baby.
Yep.
It's kind of like this whole thing where it's like everything in between. And I mean, it is in the spirit. Ti kind of held up his people.
Trap music. Yep.
Obviously, Dungeon Family held up Outkast and all them held up their people. So
Yep.
it's kind of like it's the tradition of ATL.
Exactly.
To kind of to ATL just has that, it has that spirit about it. Like again, we're all in this together. Beat Street.
There it is. All right, man. Well, I gotta let you go. I think we lost Nick because of
We lost Nick because of the internet.
Because the internet, and also that's the Beat Street story of just like you're gonna get your shit together. Your friend's gonna die. This time, my friend's Wi-Fi died. But Baron, bro, thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate that.
Man.
Tell people where to find you, like what you have coming up, anything like that.
Well, you can find me on the Self Quar podcast. You can follow at Self Quar on either Twitter or Instagrams.
Sweet.
And then I'm Baron Vaughn, man. BARVON BLAQ on both Instagram and Twitter. I might change that, but stay tuned. Otherwise, I'm in these streets.
He's in these streets for real, bro. All right, man. Thank you so much. And for Nick, I'm gonna say this has been Tawanda's live request. Thank you guys for watching the show. We'll catch you guys later. Peace. And then we are done.